Welcome back to week 6, bonus week, and I wanted to add some additional things that I think are really important, and that's why I am doing bonus week. I wanted to honor you for being here again today and just go through our practice, what we usually do. I wanted to honor you by kind of doing some breath work and just really noticing our breath and the intention for, again, this video. We're gonna skip the sage today and we're just gonna do the card and then we'll go right in because this is a bonus and I wanna make sure you get the most out of it. So it's about setting the intention. So we're gonna use this instead of the sage today, and we're just gonna take some breaths and really just integrate what we learned in the past few weeks and really honoring you for being here for the last 6 weeks. Like, that is a big deal. You're here, other people left off, other people continue later, and that's okay, but you're here. You're doing this, you're wanting to know more. And my heart is just overjoyed, and that's why I had to again wear this hat, because I am grateful for you. I'm glad that I'm grateful and I appreciate that you're here, that you're wanting to learn, again, to expand and evolve your spirit, to stretch your soul and become the best version of you and really reach that full potential. So let's begin by closing our eyes. And as I ding, we can take a deep breath, and I will do it for about 5 times. And then I will continue and go into this week's topic. So let's begin. Close your eyes. Two. 3. 4. 5, and remember to release everything that's going on outside, the stress, the judgments, the guilt, and just really be here for you today. Setting your intention for this last week that we're together. It has been my honor and my pleasure to be here, to be able to be your teacher and your guide and your conduit. And as we do this last lesson, press it in, allow the learning, the knowing of your spirit and your guidance, your inner compass, to guide you as you go through the next few weeks and make what we learned for the last 6 weeks, these daily practices that you integrate into your life, into your body, into your soul, into your energy, so that you reach that point, you reach your highest vibration, your most energetic vibration to source, so that you can show up for yourself, for your family, for those you serve, and everyone around you. Feel it vibrating in your body. And when you're ready, come back and open your eyes. All right, we're going to choose a card, the last card, and let's go with cutting it in half, and then I'll do 6. 6, okay, here we go. Swan upside down. This whole course, all the cards were upside down, which is very interesting to me. So Swan is 39, and I'll briefly read what it says, what guidance you have this week, and it's whatever it's meant to be. It doesn't matter when you're watching this, it's meant for you. So Swan is grace, and I'll read the poem. Swan, the power of woman entering sacred space, touching future yet to come, bringing eternal grace. And if you get a chance to look at this book, to purchase it, Swan is a really beautiful story. It's one of my favorites in this book. So it says, I underlined, you must be willing to accept whatever the future holds as it is presented without trying to change Great Spirit's plan. And because it's upside down, it's contrary, I'm just going to read the first few lines and allow it to talk to you in whatever way you need it. So if you have pulled Swan in reverse, it is a warning that you must acknowledge what you know. So stop denying your feeling and cleansing up. You may be bumping into furniture or forgetting what you're saying in mid-sentence. If so, this is a sign that you are not grounded. Jump in place and hold the top of your head as you do so. This will get you back in touch with the earth and keep you from wandering into a dreamy reality that lessens your focus. Baths help, as does barefooted or doing some gardening. So it's about remembering our grace and just remembering what we know. All right, so let's dive into why our food should match the vibe, the vibration of our spiritual practice. And I wanted to give you some ideas today. So the first idea, and I'm reading my notes too, as amazing as I am, I can't remember everything all the time, so bear with me. So when your food is the same vibration as your spiritual practice, your bond to your higher self, your bond to, and your connection to spirit, to the divine, is that much stronger, because now you have all the pieces of the puzzle. When you feel energetic, when you're feeling good in this body that we live in, and we also practice the meditations, the Reiki, the yoga, all of our spiritual practices, it allows that connectedness to source in such a deeper way. And I feel like the second idea I wanted to share with you is, I know for me a long time, food was a source of punishment for myself, especially being bulimic and emotional eating all the time. And as I began to learn more about nutrition, as I began to grow, I began to see food as something that should be enjoyed, not something that I'm doing to harm myself. And when I did that, when I brought spirituality into food, there's so many people that are punishing themselves, so many women and men actually I've worked with, where we have punished ourselves when it comes to food. And it is so hurtful to our heart, to our soul, to our energy to do that. And so bringing in, all of my food, I'm getting better and better at it. I eat wholesome, organic, not all the time. I do the 80-20 like we talked about in the meal plan. But when I eat something, I make sure it's full of colors. I make sure it's funny, my boyfriend actually kind of thinks I'm ridiculous because I take so long to prepare my food. And what I do is I make sure it's full of colors. So, talk about colors of the rainbow, tomatoes, cucumbers, yellow bell peppers, things like that. And so my food has become this beautiful spiritual practice. And then when I sit down to eat it, although sometimes I want to grab my phone and check in, I sit there and I make myself enjoy every bite. And before I do, I make sure I am thankful and I'm showing gratitude to this food and preparing my cells for the nourishment that's going to come into my body, which is such an amazing practice. So matching our spiritual practice to our energetic food practice, to the way we eat, is so important for that reason. So it connects us to source. It's also something beautiful if you make it a ritual, a practice where you're just not rushing, eating in the car, really being intentional about your food. And then the last thing that I always like to stress when it comes to this is compassion compassion, self-love, self-care, grace for ourselves. We are so hard on ourselves, and I know you know this. We are so hard on yourselves. You are so hard on yourself. And I lived with guilt for so many years when it came to food. You know, it just hurts me to think about how I hurt myself and how you may be hurting yourself, and how so many other healers and energy workers are using food as a source of punishment because we don't feel worthy, because we're trying to drown out the pain of our soul, whatever it is. So if you're watching this, this is the last piece. Food, when it comes to it, we need to share compassion. We need to show love and understanding without guilt. If we eat something that doesn't serve us, you know, if as you're going through this journey of the last 6 weeks, it's not serving you and you keep falling, it's okay. Love yourself. That's what's going to help you heal. Love yourself. Show yourself that compassion. Show yourself that love. And allow this practice, the last 6 weeks, to integrate, right? All of us integrate at different paces. For me, it takes a few days. For some people, it's right away. It's like, do this the best that you can. I challenge you to push yourself and go beyond your limits. But when you fail, when you struggle, honor that and don't beat yourself up because of it. Because we are all in the same space. We all have trauma. We all have our hearts broken. We all have something we're healing. And when we don't show ourselves compassion, when we don't show ourselves that self-love, we do not connect to source. We do not create abundance. We do not make more money. We do not bring more clients. So that is my last piece of week 6 in sharing. And I will go on to share about other things in the next couple of videos. But if you take anything away from this, please love yourself more. Please be easy on yourself and be your own cheerleader. You know, be that person that you are to others, but for yourself. And as we connect food with our practices that we do, with the practices we share and show up for others, we're going to align more with source. But it begins with joy, compassion, grace, like the swan, and love for ourselves. So thank you, and I will see you on the next video.